What up, kids? Welcome to the past. Ain't no half-stepping over here. What up, guys, and welcome to the past. Today, we are talking about fixing a few sports, being the three smart individuals, myself,
Well,
Turtle, and Ron.
I like to think that we're the collective geniuses of the world.
No, definitely. But I just didn't want to overstate it,
we need
or
to
build it up too much because I didn't want anybody to feel bad. But being the geniuses of the world that we are, sports world that is, we often come up with obvious fixes to certain things. You know what I mean? And the big one we're going to get into today is not a new debate at all. This is NCAA football, and should the players be paid? The reason this conversation started is because if those of you that are following the old New York Times Jameis Winston thing, it just you know he's going to leave. You know these are the things that people are going to deal with. And so what's the future of NCAA football? Myself, as well as you guys, if I can speak for you, kind of think that players should be getting paid.
I think we can all agree that players do deserve to get paid. I don't know if I can speak on behalf of both of you. I believe, yes, they should get paid, but two, it should be regulated. Give them a decent salary. Make sure that a portion of that goes to their school, because I don't want these kids, of course, if they make it big time, they don't have to worry about student loan debt. But that is a big thing for the people who are like, I'm going to be a second stringer. I still have all this debt. I'm not making that much money in the pros. That's a big issue. If a sponsorship wants to come in, those dollars should be allocated towards them. And, again, I've said this before, there should be a business side in the college sports arena. They need to teach these kids, one, how to save their money, two, how to properly get an agent, how to make sure things are getting paid. Teach them the ropes, and that'll keep things safe when they go to the pros.
No, and you brought up a good point, Ron. Why doesn't the NFL, like we talked about NHL having their farm leagues and their independent things, because I was like, the NFL should buy an independent league and fund it. Just feed it, and the players will come. And you were like, why not?
Yeah, so let me take this in a slightly different direction.
Okay.
Slightly. Mm-hmm. I don't think that NCAA players should be paid.
Okay.
I think that the NFL needs to have a minor league system.
Agreed. Okay.
This works so well in the NHL. NHL has the American hockey. Well, there are several other leagues: the AHL, the OHL, the ECHL. There are several other.
There's like
minor leagues
that
players can go play. And what ends up happening is you get drafted at 18, and so now teams got your rights. And in some cases, they'll work with you. You want to still go to college and get your degree? We'll put you in the juniors. You go to college. You're not getting paid, but we still retain the rights to you.
Right.
You want to start playing with grown men? No problem. You go down, you work in one of these minor teams under your entry-level contract, and you get yourself ready to come and play in the NHL, should you be good enough to eventually do that.
Right.
This works so well in hockey.
Yes.
I do not understand why NFL isn't doing this or something very similar to this.
Well, and it works in a lot. I mean, there's a form of farm league in pretty much every sport. You got the NBA,
baseball?
NBDL, you got baseball.
Works great in baseball.
I mean, when you get into stuff like soccer and some
It's there
hockey,
too.
yes, but to be fair and to double dip, and I'll let you speak, when you are in the minor league, you still get paid. It's not as much as the pros, but you're still a paid athlete.
Yes.
And that does help.
But
and
you don't get paid while you're going to college.
No.
So
right, they just retain the rights.
Yes.
I don't think that's a good idea. Paying a kid who's going to college to play college sports, to me, opens a whole other bag of worms. That's a whole other video.
Yeah.
I don't think we should open up that can of worms. I just don't know why the NFL, and for that matter the NBA, doesn't have a minor league system.
Well, the NBA does. Again, they have
they got the developmental.
They have the
league.
developmental league.
Yeah.
D-League.
The NFL should do something like this, and they probably don't do it because they base it on life expectancy in the NFL and stuff. But the problem is this: a lot of people don't bring this up, and I don't have a stat on this, but I would venture off to say there's a good contingent of players that come out into the NFL that have gone to college for 3 years, 4 years, still don't have their degree. Yeah. And they have to go back.
Well, and the benefit of having a farm league for the NFL is you can expand into territories that don't have teams. They don't have NFL teams. So you get into Nebraska.
Yeah.
You go down to New Mexico.
Yep.
You can get over into, in Western Florida.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where there's not really a NFL presence. And you can have that, and people will rally around that.
And we're not talking state-of-the-art facilities or anything.
No,
I'm talking your best,
10,000 seats,
your college training staff, facilities, and things like that. A place that holds 5,000 fans.
That's enough.
And they get it in on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then
you know
there
what?
you go. Wednesday night.
2-3 major sponsors, you're already making money.
You're already
and
making
people
money.
will dish out money because they are locally and nationally because they are paying for the future of a big sport.
Now you got to
That's
play
what-
for a
that's
guy
what
to
it is.
rehab too. When we just fix it for you
It's
guys.
a no-brainer, Roger.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
Roger Goodell.
Right.
You f***ing panda jerk.
All right, guys. So the red horns means that the red siren, rather, not the horn, means that that's a wrap on this edition of the Pass. Tell us what you think. How do we fix it to where these college kids?
How would you fix it? I want to know that. You heard us. How are you going to fix it?
Exactly. Leave some comments under the video. Hit us up on our social media properties. Say hi. If you have a subject that you want us to talk about too, let us know. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely. Make sure to listen to our podcast too. We bring the funnies. It's
By the way,
horrible.
the red horn sounds like a porno. Just saying.
It does.
I mean, we bring the
The
sexy.
red
Look
horn
at us.
behind the green door. That's a
Yeah.
remix of all kinds of porn right
That
there.
is like, yeah.
Yeah. No, keep talking. This is the Pass,
Oh, I
kids.
was about to start talking to Kathy. All right, guys, we're out.
Shit.
While we're shouting out to Buy My Record, comes out on Tuesday. It's brand new hip hop. You ain't never heard nothing like this. Why does everyone say this?
I had like 6 people tell me that last
Right.
time I went to Vegas.